So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Dow here from Zephyr Games. And of course, we got the most important news of 2019 and 2020 yesterday. And Konami will technically, in a way, be reverting. So some are saying it's not Master Rule 5, it's actually going to be Master Rule 4.2 or 4.5, however you want to see it. And what it means is, in our previous video that I did for you guys yesterday, as a quick explanation, you now no longer need to put your Synchro, Fusion or XYZ into a zone a Link Monster points to. You can put it wherever you want, obviously on the main monster zone and the extra monster zone. But what that does mean is there is a dramatic shift. Now, initially when this news came out, we were all under the belief that it would come into effect for the OCG only on the 1st of April. However, TCG Konami did come out and actually say, we will get it on the 1st of April as well in 2020. Now, this does mean that cards such as Needle Fiber that the OCG have had for a long time, restricted in Link format, will come to us. And I believe it comes out around April, May time. I could be wrong, it might be March time. Which means we would only have it locked in the Link format for about a month, and then it opens itself back up. So what I'm here to do for you today is we're going to go through what I feel is the winners of the new Master Rule 5. So the decks that I say to you guys, go and pick them up now. They will be very, very powerful once we get the Master Rule 5 rule in force. Now, some of those cards have already gone up in price. And they're going to be harder to get hold of. Hopefully we get a reprint. Maybe that is where the new Duelist Saga set that comes out next year with Needle Fiber in can actually go, here, we're going to give you some more reprints as well to help you with Master Rule 5. But I'm going to take you through 5 decks that I think are going to be incredibly powerful as of Master Rule 5, and go pick them up, get into your trades as soon as you possibly can. So, without further ado, please like, comment, subscribe, share, so we can do more videos like this coming into 2020. And obviously Master Rule 5 is going to be taking everyone back, and even bringing some of the old players back in, now that they are no longer restricted to links. Please keep in mind that Pendulum monsters still have to go from the extra deck to a zone that Link Monster points to, and Link monsters still have to go to a zone that Link Monster points to. So it doesn't nerf anything, it's basically just introduce the Link format, and then nerf Pendulums a little bit. Pendulums can still do their normal link boards. What it does mean is that they'll produce the normal link boards that they've become accustomed to, but then when it comes to their Fusion XYZs, rather than clogging up their extra monster zones or having to link climb higher to unlock some more zones for them, they can just put their Fusions and the Synchros and all of that on the other place. So, moving into my 5 decks I think you should definitely go pick up and get your hands on. We start off with number 1, or the first one on the list, and now this one is very, very important, so please go and pick this one up as well. Heroes. Hero Toad are coming back. So now heroes can actually make the Bahamut Shark to Toad combo that they did before, and it actually gives them a first turn play. Now yes, keep this in mind, this does mean that you're going to rely less on Faris, but we also have free Stratos, so your consistency goes up a little bit more. You now have multiple versions of heroes that you can play, and you can go around whichever way you want. Not to mention we get a brand new Hero Fusion coming out in January with the new Legendary Hero sets as well, alongside the Dark Magician support. Yes, I will be getting those big time. So you're getting a new Hero Fusion, and that no longer doesn't need to go to an extra monster zone or a zone that Link Monster points to, which does mean you can still use the Link 2, because I still feel that is a very, very good kind of Link card for the deck. But if you don't lock yourself into heroes, you can actually go, excellent, I'm now going to go Bahamut Shark, Toad, that gives me a negate straight away. I'm then going to have Mask Change going into my Dark Claw on board. I can also bring out the new Fusion monster as a beta, and if I want to, I can even go into the Destiny Hero Malicious Bane, and that will give me my OTK potential for the next turn. So heroes are definitely ones to get hold of. They are going to be incredibly powerful, especially now that they are no longer locked into certain scenarios. Moving on onto the list as well, these are all kind of decks that people have suggested as well, and I've looked into. As you'll see, there is a very, very fusion heavy element of this stuff, but we also got a brand new Invoked card this morning, and they are of course on the list. Invoked. Invoked are now no longer restricted. So if you wanted to make a combination of Invoked with something else, like Mech Knights for example, you can actually do a lot more plays, because it does mean that you no longer have to leave your extra monster zone free for your Macabre. You can actually go, okay, I'm going to go Macabre, I'm going to go Purgatrio, I'm going to bring out my Mech Knights, and then I'm just going to go and wipe your entire board clean. It is a very, very powerful deck. It's got a nice little boost. The new card is okay in my opinion, still very, very good. It does mean that invokes have gone up in price. Your Macabres and your Purgatrios, again, Purgatrio mainly, are going to be your hard ones to get hold of. Moving on, we've got a Synchron deck, whether it be Synchron or any kind of Synchro deck that you want to be playing around with, especially with Needle Fiber coming out. Needle Fiber will give a boost to pretty much everything around there, but it will still keep you within the Link kind of format. However, we've already seen combos come up onto the web through YouTubers and stuff like that, that also keep producing these insane combos. The deck can now just go off. Speed Warrior is going to go crazy. You just go Speed Warrior, fill my board with tuners, start sinking. I now no longer need to be locked into my extra monster zone. What's not to like about the synchros? People are saying about the Windwitch engine, that's something that might be worth picking up on the cheap right now, because not a lot of people, in my opinion, and a couple of guys' others' opinions as well, it's not going to be the dire deck because it does lock you into wins. But it's still a very, very powerful engine that now gives you one of the most powerful negates on board that is protected in a main monster zone. It now no longer needs to lock out your extra monster zone, which is very, very important. So any type of synchro deck or synchrons if you want to be building that one as well. We've then got other little ones that we're going to have honourable mentions of. You've got Burning Abyss now, they no longer need to be locked in, but I still think they're going to be relying on Cherubini a little bit as well, purely because what it means is you can move your Dante out of the way, you can make your Dante, not worry about the extra monster zone, and then continue to build your board around that as well. You've got other stuff like Zombie Swans as well, that's another shout out. Zombie Swans can now start producing their zombie boards with their powerful plays along with their Light Swan boards without having to worry about the extra monster zone locking them out of being able to go into their Synchros, their XYZs. Any deck that can do rank 4 spam, so you look at Satellanites as well, especially when we get that new Bujin Link monster that comes out again in the same set as Needle Fiber. That will be incredibly powerful and useful for any rank 4 deck. Not to mention, ladies and gentlemen, we do have Time Thieves coming out. Now, we still, fingers crossed, haven't had it confirmed, it is quite implemented, that we will get the new Time Thief Link, XYZ monster, that the OCG got in their extra pack in Ignition Assault, but that has not been confirmed yet. We do have a confirmed support card, which I believe is the counter trap for Time Thieves, but we have not had the XYZ confirmed. It is implied that it will be coming in. Until it's confirmed, do not take my word for it on that one. But if it does, using the Time Thieves as a small engine, going into your Redoer, which again is incredibly powerful, is going to be very, very useful. Moving back onto the list, you do have Lunar Lights. Now, Lunar Lights not as so much as a pure, but Lunar Lights being able to abuse stuff like Chick and Tiger, they're just so incredibly powerful. Those two decks going around, you can pick up a Lunar Light core quite cheaply, and then should Azathoth survive the ban list, if it does, don't worry about it. But they have the ability to spam the board. They have the ability to spam the board with level 4s that don't need to go into the extra monster zone. So it does mean that you can just go Redoer, Effect, bring that back at some other point, but it now means that my Martin's gone back into the grave rather than being banished. I can bounce my Tiger, bring back my Zephyros. My Zephyros is then going to be able to give me another level 4. I'm going to make Tiger, bring one down, make that a rank 4. That can go into Nightmare to start Book of Moon and stuff if I want to. Now that people are going to be relying less on links that can go face down, I can start Book of Mooning all your stuff with my Nightmare. We're then going to continue to build the board. We're going to go Tiger Chick, we're going to make this, we're going to make that, we're going to make that, and we're just going to end up board on a big... Yes, Lunar Lights are very, very powerful. Any kind of rank 4 spam deck can use and abuse this game right now. A lot of people are saying Blue Eyes, and yes and no, I see Blue Eyes being quite fun. It hasn't made the exact list, but it's still a very, very powerful deck. I personally, because I was playing like the Chaos Max version, I didn't feel that being locked out of the extra monster zone was too damaging to me. But that being said, Dark Magician, just saying, Dark Magician, yes, Dark Magician. So Dark Magician, again, doesn't make the list, but it is another honourable mention. When we get the new cards in the Legendary Duelist set, we do of course get a brand new fusion. It does mean that we can actually build our board with the brand new fusion that lets us draw cards, the Dragon Fusion that protects our spells and traps. It means we can also have our XYZ monster as well that can banish cards when Dark Magician attacks. We've got so much more we can actually play with now, and the new cards give it a nice little boost. I'm certainly going to be building a deck and playing it. All you Dark Magician fans out there, definitely get your hands on it. I can't wait for that new set. I think it's going to be insane. Anyway, continuing back on the list, obviously we've got Lunar Lights, but then the last couple of places go to stuff like Fluffles and DDDs. Now DDDs, let's keep in mind, are still missing their Link Monster. Maybe too late. If we get it in Ignition Assault, okay, you'll play the Link Monster for a couple of months, just testing, getting ready for Master 5. But then when Master 5 or 4.2 comes into play, you're just going, cool, D-Arc. I'm going to bring out my Ragnarok. I'm going to bring out my Gilgamesh. I'm just going to build my board and don't care about the link zones because that's what held me back. And then you've got needle fiber that's going to be introduced into that as well with your Lamia. DDDs are going to be insane, absolutely mental. I can't wait for them to get their new little, like, until that changes over. The best thing about this Master Rule 5 or 4.2, however you want to say it, it brings loads of old decks back. All the old decks that were unable to adapt to the format, and even those that tried, like the Super Quantums. The Super Quantums can now make their link free, get all of the draws, and then start building off at the top of that and make Magnus. So one of the big issues I had with the Super Quantums was back in the past, with the Link Monster, you still had to have a zone free. You still had to leave one of the zones free to make your Magnus. And I was like, what's the point? You want me to have one of these in the graveyard, which means I can't get the most effects out of that card? What's the point? Now it's changed. Now because of Master Rule 5 or 4.2, you don't need to worry about having an extra monster zone free. You just go, okay, cool, I'm going to throw out my free link zones, I'm going to draw cards, nice. And then I'm going to move them all away and I'm going to make my Magnus. And my Magnus is going to sit there with like 6 materials, and I'm going to have the link free, I'm going to draw another card, and I'm just going to be like, give me cards of Colosseum back? No, that'll never happen. Still very, very cool. I do believe that moving into Master Rule 5, we could see Maxi come back. It'll be very interesting to see if it does, and how much it will change. But let me go to the last deck. This is the most important deck right now. Fluffles. So Fluffles actually got their fusion card back way, way too late. So the OCG got it, Patchwork, so early. They had it in like Master Rule 3. We didn't get it until way in Master Rule 5, Master Rule 4, sorry. And we were just like, it's good. A little bit too late. I've now got to rely on my link monsters to be able to do anything. Not now. Now you can go Kraken, Send, get out of here. You can go Tiger, beefy monster. You can then go, not Tiger, sorry, Sabretooth, beefy monster, that's the money one. Keep your eyes on that, and Kraken. And then you go Tiger. Attack, 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 attack. Pop, 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 whatever you want to do. I'm telling you right now, Fluffles, watch out for them. They will be one of the top contending decks. Hands down. They've got Patchwork, which is what was holding them back. They've got the ability to go into Link Monsters should they want to. They fuse like crazy. Like, their like, Wings Toy Vendor combo is insane. You just go, cool, send Toy Vendor, draw 2, search 1, do this, make a fusion, send an Edge Imp, make another fusion. I'm now no longer locked out. I'm going to keep bringing stuff back. I've got Sheep that's going to loop and it's going to be like an Armades. I'm going to start attacking twice with my Kraken. They're insane. They can't, the only weakness they have right now is they can't produce the best first turn board, but their first turn board is still pretty scary. I'm telling you now that. Very, very powerful cards. So, those are the main decks, so just to go over them now. Fluffles, DDDs, any kind of Synchro deck that you really wouldn't want to, or a rank 4 kind of spam deck. Invokes, definitely keep your eyes out on them. They've already started giving them more support. Maybe another new main deck monster that can act like Alistair. That'd be good. And then you've got stuff like your Lunar Lights, like, again, anything that can spam rank 4s as well. Zombie Swans with your Light Swans, that's going to be fun coming back into this format. Maybe Snow back to 1? Maybe. And then we've got loads of other cards coming back as well. So, even though we haven't got a ban list, this Master Rule 4, like, we're going to get a ban list in January, and I think that's just going to basically set out the last section of Link Monsters, or the Link Reigns era. That's going to basically say, right, okay, we're just going to calm this down a little bit. We're going to make Orcas still playable, but not kill them, but not be top meta. We're going to make Salamangreat still be okay with where they are. And we're going to have a balanced open meta for about 3 to 4 months until we get Master Rule 5, and that's when they're going to go, we're going to give you a brand new list. I reckon we'll get one list right before the April. Or they might leave it. They might say that the April Master Rule change is going to be the new ban list. Just so they can see what decks kind of take place. But you might either see a ban list just before the Master Rule 5, or you'll get one month after, in my opinion. Just so they can have a month to go, okay, OTG and TCG, this is the way you're playing, this is the way it's going around it. Let's start shaking it up by giving you this, or changing this and taking this. So I definitely think there's going to be a bit of a shake-up come that period as well. But definitely keep your eyes out for it. It's going to be very, very fun. Do not write Pendulums off either. They haven't been massively hit, because all they're saying to Pendulum players is continue to play the way you have been playing. And we've all seen what Pendulum boards can do. They are incredibly powerful and very, very strong. Anyway, I hope you like this video. I hope it gives you a bit of an insight into the type of decks that I'm just saying go pick up those cards now. Stuff like Redoers as well, Time Feast Redoers, any generic rank 4s. You've got your Digusto Emeralds, you've got your Exciton Knights, any Synchros. It really just brings back the inner child in yourself that goes, damn, I really miss playing Synchro Spam, damn, I really miss playing XYZ Spam, or wow, I really miss playing Fusion Spam. You can actually go, yes, I've invested 2 years in Link Vrains, okay, I understand that mechanic, I can move that into the next phase, where I can go back and bring everything back together and it will just have one big, you know, slightly happy board family. But that is it for now. Let's see what happens in 2 years' time when we possibly get an official Master Rule 5 or Master Rule 6. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling.